Hello and welcome back, Soul Gardeners, to Q&A Friday. It's Q&A Friday. So that's a little shout out, tip of the hat to Mr. Christopher Witecki, who honors me in a great way every Friday with his fun, playful introduction. Thank you so much, my friend. So I haven't heard from a lot of you in a while, and I'm guessing that means you're so busy out in the world, swaying your feng, moving things around, shaking things up. That's fantastic. I'd love to hear from you. Post things on the wall, send some emails. I know a lot of you have been very kind with your words, but it's the questions that have sort of fallen off a bit. We had actually a really wonderful question dialogue that started around a question of, if I have in my life a lot of things that are sort of status quo and things that I know are going to happen in the realm of intent, how do I go about creating a sense of uncertainty in my space? That was a question we got. How do I create that sense of uncertainty in my space? And I think to each their own. I think that a lot of it does have to do with intent. So I think that if your intention is to have something be uncertain, just be aware of whether or not uncertainty has a positive feeling for you or a negative feeling for you. To some people, uncertainty could be the edge of a cliff. Or some people, the certainty could be, oh, we're on a ship and it's floating and I'm not sure where it's going. I think the overall element, though, is really mystery. It's sort of like this element of not knowing what's coming next. Right? It's sort of this idea of if I place things into my home that I'm intentionalizing for myself, is there a way to shroud it in some mystery so that I just don't know how it's going to happen? Well, most of us with our Jedi powers are not really able to control the universe, so it all does seem to show up in some sort of mystery. But there are a few different things you can do. 3 specific things I want to leave you with if you want to shake things up a little bit and have add a little to that sense of mystery. The first thing is odd numbers. Not necessarily in certain areas like your relationship area, unless, frankly, you're into that. But odd numbers, for some reason, even numbers are more static and grounding, and more odd numbers are a little more active and sort of like, they sort of tilt us forward. If you think about it, as we walk, we start on our 2 feet, and then we actually have to throw ourselves off balance to move, and then we regain balance, and then we keep moving. And so the process of moving goes from stillness to movement. So the same is true with odd numbers. The second thing is travel. I always get new perspective on my life. So if somehow you can sort of get some distance from your space, that can often help create a sense of mystery or a newness when you come back to it. The last thing is simply change your stuff. If you go through a breakup, if you go through a period of time where everything's the same, always, every day, time to make the donuts, I made the donuts. Well, if that's the case, change your stuff up. Shift around everything in your living room. Even if it's unshui, even if it's not according to the map or anything else we've talked about, just move things around, shake things up, you know? Switch the bed to the opposite wall. Paint something a color. It's the equivalent in your home of chopping all your hair off. Do something crazy and then email me because I want to hear what happens. All right? Thanks so much for joining me for the Q&A. Namaste. See you in 7.